Dear student, we will continue with animal kingdom. So we were discussing different features, you can say, for the classification. Next is the segmentation, which is also known as metamerism. The body is transversely divided into segments and the organ system are serially repeated one after another and they are interdependent. So this is the basic feature of metamerism. Then on the basis whether they have segmentation, true segmentation, or they are not, they do not contain segment, they are known as unsegmented, pseudo-segmented and metamerically segmented. So unsegmented body is not divided into any segment and these segments are also internal as well as external. Pseudo-segmented, these segments are independent of each other, so there is no interdependence. True segmented or metamerically segmented, the body is segmented and are interdependent and together work as an organism. Each segment is specialized to perform important function along with the common function. So there is some common function which is there in all these segments, but certain segment they perform the special function. Next we will discuss notochord. This is the first skeleton laid during the embryonic stage, that is during the developmental stage, on the dorsal side in certain animals. It is derived from mesodermal cells and support the body. All the animals that possess notochord are called chordate. The notochord is replaced by vertebral column in vertebrates. All vertebrates are chordate, but all chordates are not vertebrates. Now we'll see body support and protection. So that is basically on the basis of this we divide the animal into two parts: soft-bodied and hard-bodied. Soft-bodied are without external and internal skeleton, whereas hard-bodied they have hard protective material in the form of skeleton. This could be endoskeleton or exoskeleton. The exoskeleton exists to protect the soft body and also act as an organ of defense, whereas endoskeleton, which is inside inside the body, exists to protect the vital organs and it helps the vertebrate to attain a large size. So different types of these skeletons are: the exoskeleton formed by deposition outside the body by the deposition of chitinous, that is calcareous, ossicle scales. These are different types of exoskeleton. Now cutaneous, such as cuticle of arthropod; calcareous, such as shells of mollusk; ossicles, such as in Echinodermata; and scales, such as in the fish; beak, feather, bird, hair, nails, feather in birds, hair, nails in reptiles and mammals. Endoskeleton are present within the body and they are such as notochord, which is present in lower vertebrates; bones in vertebrates; cartilage in fish, and also in the mammals in nose and ears. Okay, now if you look at the animal kingdom, then the classification order, the phylum lies below the kingdom. The kingdom is the topmost. Okay, so if you see the phylum, then the animal kingdom is divided into two phylum, that is chordate and non-chordate, and then further different classes are there. So in the non-chordate we have Porifera, Ciliatrate, Platyhelminthes, Escalminthes, Annelids, arthropod, mollusk and Echinodermata. Similarly in chordata we have Pisces, Amphibia, Reptilia, apes and Mammalia. So here I'll be discussing one phylum with you so that you understand how are we studying the animal kingdom. So we'll see all the characteristics that we have discussed and a few more are there. Level of organization, so cellular and cell aggregate body plan is there, means different cells are there but they don't group together and form tissues. Symmetry is radial. You divide the organism by any plane, it is divided into equal half by many planes. Body plan is cell aggregate. Body layer is diploblastic, but there is no mesoderm. Okay, mesogilia is there, but the outer and the inner cells are not ecto and endoderm. Okay, the outer cells are called pinacoderm, and the inner cells are called conoderm. Okay, then body cavity, there is no true coelom, so they are acoelomate, but there is a cavity called spongocoel. Now this is the gastric cavity. It has no origin of the mesoderm, so this is not true cavity. There is no segmentation of body. Then skeleton, if you see calcareous or siliceous, means made up of either calcium or silicon or spongin fibers. Okay, so there are spicules which are present on the surface of the body, and these are actually the skeleton system of the sponges, or you can say porifera. Then if you see the body system, I'll come to last to this. Let's discuss first the reproduction. So we discussed various features in reproduction, but in very lower organism many features do not exist. So usually the reproduction is asexual by budding or by gemule formation. Now the gemule formation always occur in the unfavorable condition. Then fertilization is internal. The sexes are not separate. That means they are hermaphrodite. Habitat, they are aquatic. Special features that they are pore bearing animals. That's why they are called poriferas. Okay, and these specific pores are called ostia. Now also look at the example. This is a sponge. It has a cylindrical body, and it has this opening. Now this opening is not mouth. Okay, and it is not meant for ingestion. Okay, this opening is called osculum. Okay, now different cells are there. The outer cells, epithelium, are called pinocytes, whereas the inner one, which are flagellated, collar flagellated oval cells, are called conocytes, and they also do the digestion of the food. Now there are pores which are present. Okay, and these pores are guarded by porocyte cells. Okay, so these pores are called ostia, and through here the food enters. Okay, now this is the base to which it is attached to any you can say substrate, not substrate, but it find its attachment to any source. Then there are amoebocyte cells. They wander freely in mesogilia. So this is what in short the explanation of sponges. Now if you look at the body system, then here canal system is there which combine digestive, respiratory, circulatory and excretory. Let's see. Now the water current enter through ostia, which are the pore on the body surface, and this cavity of the sponge is called spongocoel. Okay, this cavity. Okay, so then from the ostia it enters the spongocoel, and then it is expelled through the osculum. So from the osculum water exit. Now once it enter, it bring the food and oxygen, the water, and when it is exit from osculum, it removes the carbon dioxide and the waste product. So this is all about the porifera. So next we will discuss in part 3. Thank you.